Good morning. I am in my garden today and I just wanted to show you how it is and then show you some of the progress that's going to be made. So this first bed here is going to be pumpkins and cucumbers. I have some cucumber and pumpkin transplants and then I have a whole bunch of seed to start. And as you can see, this next bed is tomatoes. So they're all Roma tomatoes. There's a row of onions down the middle. Unfortunately, yesterday I had to dispatch a skunk that was digging in my bed back here, digging out the eggs under the tomatoes. So some of the tomatoes didn't make it, but I do have my cherry tomatoes I still need to transplant. So I'll do that back there. So yeah, unfortunately, I had to dispatch of a skunk, but he only hurt a few tomatoes at the very end. And then I just raked this bed and this bed. They're waiting for the rest of my pea seeds to come in the mail. And then here is one bed of peas. These ones are Alaska peas. Here's another bed of peas. These ones are Lincoln Homesteader. And same with these peas in here. I need to weed and mulch. So my goal today is try and get as much mulch down as I can. This is my sister-in-law's first row of corn. You can't really see the corn due to the weeds. This bed is her second bed of corn. If you look closely, you can see this corn better. And then there's 1, 2, 3 beds of our corn, though I don't know how much corn is actually going to come up because I really have to fight with this quack grass back here. So I'm going to try and pull as much of this out as I can and then mulch it really heavily to see if that will help keep the quack grass down and help the corn to sprout. Because, yeah, I don't see much corn at all. I mean, I don't know. There's one, and there's one, but I don't see much more than that. Again, this row is all carrots, mostly my sister-in-law's. And the end a little bit is mine. You can see Eleanor and Lulu. And this bed is up to this white marker, rutabagas, and then turnips, and then beets, and then the end is parsnips. And here you can see there's lots of onions. Most of the onions are my sister-in-law's because she doesn't have space at her house to plant all this. So I've left a gap here to do another sowing of lettuce. But like I said, weeding and mulching need to happen. This little tiny bit of onion right here is the stuff I started from seed. And some cabbages. Some of these ones I started from seed, like these green ones I started from seed. And then you can see it coming in. Spinach. Here and here and here. So lots of spinach is coming up because I got a weed. And you can see the lettuce. And then here, you can probably tell by the leaves, are a whole bunch of radishes. And then Andrea planted that delilah there for me yesterday. She wanted to put it in the garden. Then we've got broccoli, lots of broccoli. My sister-in-law's broccoli. Till here. And then these are my cauliflowers that I started from seed. Until these big ones here. My sister-in-law's 6 Brussels sprout plants that she bought. And these are my Brussels sprouts that I started from seed. I lost one. I'm not sure what happened there, but the others are doing pretty good. I'm super happy with that. Lots of Brussels sprouts this year. And the rest of my sister-in-law's onions. And then here, she's got bunching onions. They're just barely starting to come up. I don't even know where they are right now because of the weeds. And more cabbage. These are her cabbages. And these are my kohlrabies here. And then I think I got some broccoli mixed in with my kale because the tray got dumped over early in the sprouting, so they looked the same at the time. So I thought I had them figured out, but now you can definitely tell that, you know, there's broccoli and there's kale. So I got broccoli and kale, more cabbage from my sister-in-law. She thought it was cauliflower when she bought it, so she's a little disappointed, but she'll still eat it. And I put a kale right here just to distinguish where the broccoli ended, and because she was going to put her broccoli here, but it ended up going in the next row. But most of these broccolis I started from seed. I have my tray of peppers that I'm going to transplant into this bed along with our watermelon and put my zucchini in it as well. From the stick with the red string there all the way, where the red string and the stick are over there, and just kind of follows the edge of the garden. You can kind of see, this is our potato patch, so you can see the potatoes are starting to come up. I plan to weed the quack grass and then mulch this. This is the bed of my sister-in-law's beans, and these ones are her peas. She actually bought container peas, so these ones are only going to get like 18 inches tall, which will make it easy for not having to support them. And then our bush beans, more bush beans, and then just not quite a week ago this was planted with a mix of bush beans and pole beans, so they haven't started coming up yet. And this bed is my sister-in-law's squash. She's got spaghetti squash, acorn squash, butternut squash, zucchini. So I've started to mulch this, but I need to finish it. So that is how the garden looks now, and I will show you again at the end of the day. Okay, so here's a halfway point update. I'm about halfway through my day. Actually, it's a little more than halfway. It's about 3 o'clock. But I didn't start till almost, I think it was 10:30, 11 this morning. And I did take a break for lunch. So I guess, yeah, that's about halfway. Yeah, just a halfway update, and just give me a moment and I will show you. Okay, so we're on the last section for watering the potatoes. I have finished mulching the squash bed. I have mulched and planted that last far row with pumpkins and cucumbers. I have tied up the tomatoes, transplanted the cherry tomatoes, and mulched the tomato bed. And I just finished this bed here. I mulched it first, and then I transplanted the watermelon, and then there's green peppers and sweet peppers, and then I planted zucchini and then transplanted my jalapenos. So next I'm going to mulch this bed and this one. Hi guys, it is the next day. Sorry I just petered out after my previous update. So I came out here today. My sister-in-law Tiffany came out and helped. And so I will show you what we've gotten done today. So here's the tomato bed. We mulched these 2 beds that are waiting for peas just to keep the weeds down. And it might not look like we got much done because we didn't even touch these beds here. We did a little bit of weeding over on this side. So a couple of the kids weeded the very end of the broccoli. And I got this bed weeded here with all of the onions and the cabbage and the lettuce and radishes. And then Tiffany spent a lot of time very carefully weeding all of the carrot row.
They're not actually rows. They are square foot gardening, so it was a lot more work.
But this bed has now been weeded, so hopefully the carrots will come up more and everything will be better. So So carrots and small root vegetables and onions and cabbage and lettuce, and then broccoli and cauliflower and Brussels sprouts with a little bit of onion at the end. And there's bunching onions and a few cabbages, and then kohlrabi and kale and more cabbage and broccoli. Then the mulched bed is the pepper bed. I cut those are milk jugs. I cut the bottom off to put over my peppers, but the wind keeps knocking them over. I'm not sure what to do to keep them there. Okay, so Tiffany had this brilliant idea to keep my milk jugs in place. Get a stick that's taller than the milk jug and put it through the center. I mean, look at that. Simple and genius. Thanks, Tiff. You're welcome. Thank you, friends, for joining me on our garden tour and update. We will hope to see you again soon. And remember to like and subscribe. And till next time, I'm Lisa. See you later.